I am about to piss some people off. Prepare to be triggered.
Emotional, damn it!
This video, guys, is not going to be for everyone. If you are one of those persons who doesn't mind spending money and buying fragrances that are marked up, or shopping at some of these places like Nordstrom's, Dillard's, Macy's, and don't get it twisted, you can find great deals at some of those places. You use their coupons or any kind of discounts that they have, you can still get some great deals. Trust me, you can. For those of you who don't want to spend that kind of money on fragrances, you don't want to have to travel an hour or more to your next city or state to go to some of these stores, then I get it. This video is solely going to be for people who just simply want to smell good without breaking the bank. If you don't have a problem with spending money, you know what to do.
Oh, you tripping. I'm out of here anyway. Peace out.
If you're here to learn about ways that you can save money, then this is the stop. Stay tuned to the end of this video and find out where you can find great deals. First off, I want to talk about our local malls who have these perfume shops such as Perfume World, Perfume Mania, places like that. Even the outdoor strip malls that have those perfume shops in them. Be aware of what a lot of those shops do. They take the cheaper fragrances along with the higher end designer and some niche, and those prices are extremely marked up. Sometimes you get 70, 80, 90, 100% markup on a lot of those fragrances, and that is how they make their money. A lot of those places, they can buy bulk, get great deals, and then hike the prices up like they do with gas. They price gouge. A lot of us don't even pay attention to this kind of stuff. We just go in these stores, they start spraying fragrances, they talk to you professionally, or what they think is professionally, because a lot of us understand the lingo.
You seem as if you like to talk. I like to let people talk who like to talk. It makes it easier to find out how full of shit they are.
What the hell did you just say?
But they talk to us nice, they coax us into actually finally buying something, and I'm guilty of this. I'm going to show you 3 examples of me actually being coaxed into buying these fragrances when I actually could have just went simply online and looked elsewhere and found them far cheaper than what I paid for. I'm also going to give you some examples of some more inexpensive fragrances that are marked up and where you can find them also. First up, let's talk about my local mall, and it used to be called Perfume World at one time when I first started my YouTube channel about 5 to 6 years ago. I went in and I got real acquainted with the owner of my local Perfume World at the time. I already knew that I could find a lot of fragrances that were much cheaper, like Nautica Voyage, a lot of the lower end designer or just regular brand fragrances. I can find those at TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls, Bells, Burlington, places like that, and not have to break the bank. Some of them you can find for 10 bucks, 15, 20 bucks, 25 bucks max, 30 bucks depending on what it is. So I stayed away from those fragrances at those shops. What I started looking into was niche and Middle Eastern style fragrance. I found one particular brand that I was really interested in. The bottle presentations were outstanding, if you ask me. Kind of remind me of Tom Ford bottles a little bit, but the scent profile was different. And although these are clones, they're very good clones at that. And I would put these up against Lattafa, Armagh, but the price point is what got me. And at that particular point in time, I didn't understand it. I was just overwhelmed by the presentation and the smell. So the first one I'm going to show you is called Imperial No. 4. And some of my older videos, I talked about these fragrances a lot, and I absolutely love them still to this day. This one kind of puts me in the mind frame of Lacoste L1212 Blanc or L1212 White, whichever one you want to call it. I've seen it both ways. And it's an ultra fresh, citrusy style fragrance, but this one has a Middle Eastern kick or twist to it. It smells phenomenal. This is an absolute compliment getter for me. Price point on these were like $250.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
A bottle. And I talked him down, and I kept coming in every day and, conversate with him, get to know him a bit, just have everyday conversation. And then I talk about these fragrances again. He let me smell them. He sprayed them for me. And one day he was like, you know what, man? He was like, I'll give you a good deal. He said, I'll sell you for, that's just how he said it, I'll sell you for $150. I jumped all over it. I was like, I know he's not going to come down more than that. So I jumped all over it. I bought this one. Lo and behold, I went back. The second one that I picked up was Imperial No. 1, which is this beauty. This one smells very eerily similar to Dior Sauvage. This one is more refined. It's not loud, screechy, and screaming at you like Dior Sauvage, the EDT did. This is more laid back, still has that same vibe, but it gives you that Middle Eastern twist or Middle Eastern vibe to it with that oil concentration. Lasts forever. Same price, $150. I went back foolishly one more time because I wanted to get the trio, and I picked up Imperial No. 8. This one, I'm not totally sure what this one reminds me of. It actually kind of reminds me of Valentino Uomo. And I do believe this might be what that is mimicking. It's a great fragrance. Lasts forever also. All three of these, that oil concentration has a Middle Eastern vibe or Middle Eastern twist to it. And of course, once again, $150. So in total, I paid what? About $450 for these 3 fragrances. And I went online and found these for like $80 each, which was insane to me that he was selling them for $250. And even though I felt like I got a better deal at $150, I got robbed.
You've been robbed.
Let's move on to the fragrances that I know I can get for next to nothing in the rack store. A fragrance like one of my favorites from Liz Claiborne. I've talked about this one in the past, Bora Bora, which is a super fresh, citrusy, tropical vibe style fragrance. An absolute compliment monster if you believe in that kind of thing. I know a lot of people say compliments aren't everything, blah, blah, blah. This fragrance for me is a compliment monster, and if I can get it to show, you can kind of see the juice level is about here on this bottle. And I've used quite a bit of it. And like I said, a compliment monster. You can find this fragrance at TJ Maxx still to this day for like $10. It's like $9 and some change. It was like 10, 11, 12 bucks. You will find a fragrance like this in one of those duty-free shops in like an airport or in like a mall, and this will be 60, 70, 80 bucks. A fragrance like Zegna Uomo, and I had to make sure that I said it correctly because I used to say Zegna Uomo and people would correct me, and it's not Zegna, it's Zegna. Get over it. This fragrance also was about 10 bucks. You will find this in one of those duty-free shops or local mall shops, and it'll be 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 bucks. Are you kidding me? Last but not least, a fragrance like this one. This is Sean John 3 AM. Yes, guys, I know.
The G, the I, the D, the G, the Y, the G, the I, the D is pretty.
This fragrance you could find at one point in time. I think I found this one in Bell's in Savannah, Georgia, and this was 20 bucks at the time. This has a pressurized atomizer, one of the best in the game, has a tonic water vibe to it, very fresh. This is like the ultimate club night scent. 20 bucks, and you'll find this fragrance in one of those shops marked up to about 100, 110 bucks. Ain't no way, bruh.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I'm saying all that to say this, guys. If you're just somebody who simply wants to smell good, take my advice. You can find many of the fragrances I just showed, with the exception of the Imperial line, but maybe the three I just showed you, you can find on just about any website online if you choose to, and pay about the same price. Just tack on the shipping, or if you can get a few fragrances and they'll give you free shipping, do that. Or you can go to your local TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls, Burlington, and find these same fragrances for about 9, 10, 15 bucks, something like that. No hassle. Maybe with standing in line because it's Christmas time now. Don't go to these shops with the intention of just simply smelling good and thinking that you're not going to spend a boatload of money. Unless you're somebody like Floyd Mayweather. Another alternative to getting fragrances is going the decant way. Websites like Lux SB and Royalty Scents are two of the prime ones that I use, and you get this lipstick atomizer, and it's between 8 to maybe 10 milliliters, and you can get all niche if you choose to. You can subscribe, get 1, possibly 2 scents like this a month. And I was subscribed to get 1 a month, and then I upped the ante and got 2 a month. And I was using both websites, and maybe one website had a little bit more to offer than the other one, or they had different price ranges. But these come in handy for somebody who's looking to get into fragrance without the hassle of trying to figure out or go to run to stores and see if they have that specific fragrance that you can smell and then run off and buy somewhere else. You can get these for like 10, 15 bucks a month. You can do designer. I always chose to get niche because to me it makes no sense to get designer fragrances, especially when you can get a full bottle of it for almost the same price as you pay for one of these lipstick atomizers. Definitely use that website to your advantage. Get some decants, smell this stuff, test it on skin, see if it lasts on you. If it works for you, fine. If not, I understand. You can cancel your subscription at any time. And that's just my standpoint on this, guys. If you are somebody who, like I said before, just want to smell good and not break the bank, you have tons of options. Fragrance X, Fragrance Net, FragranceBuy.ca, and many others. And like I said in the beginning of this video, guys, I am not trying to deter people who want to spend their money on what they want to spend it on. If you want to buy a brand new Rolex, buy a brand new Rolex. It's your money. Do what you want with it. I am not the one who's pocket watching, trying to tell somebody what they can and cannot do with their money. I'm simply giving options. There are a lot of people out here who are frugal with money and don't want to spend their money on. And I want to talk about in a later video misconceptions when it comes to shopping at rack stores. Because there are a lot of misconceptions about shopping at discount/rack stores that people are making, and it deters people from going into these stores and shopping in them when there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But we'll get into that in another video. Hopefully this video gave you all avenues and a little bit of insight on what to do and what not to do when shopping at some of these duty-free or mall-style fragrance shops. Be keen. Keep your eyes open. Even if you go into some of these stores and they quote you a price, pull your phone out. Google this stuff. Look it up online, right in the store. That's what I started doing. And that's how I started getting much better deals than getting screwed over on buying these fragrances for $150 each when I could have got them for far less than that online. Be diligent about this stuff, guys. Be wary, be keen, and you'll do yourself a favor. Hope this video helped. Stay tuned for more. My name's Keith. I'm out, guys.